The beating heart of Enchanted is Giselle. Giselle is joy, Giselle is heart, and that is all because of Amy.
Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey is back after 15 years since the first film's release. I'm pretty sure not a lot of people thought about Disney coming up and bringing a sequel to this film, especially all these years later, but I'm sure it has been worth the wait considering the release date of November 16th. Today we wanted to look back and see how this movie came to be.
I feel very connected to the character. I remember just feeling in my soul, I think I'm Giselle.
The first Enchanted is so beloved. Now we get to tell a new story.
Let's start our new life.
The storyline itself is interesting. We know that Giselle decided to stay in the human world, but after so long, she questions her happiness in Disenchanted. The cast and crew go on to talk about how fun it was to partake in this film, and with all the costumes and the set.
Our roles are just really fun and silly, so for me it was great because I got to dress up and wear a corset, and you.
Yeah, and me. You were excited to work with me. She was excited to get to work with me.
But before we get into more of these moments, some trivia for you, and this one might be a tricky one. But what would be your best guess as to how many pounds the wedding dress Amy Adams wore for the first film was? Leave your guess in the comments down below and stick around to the end of the video to find out how close you were.
This film takes place 10 years after the first film. Pretty soon this whole place will feel like home, you'll see.
So they've moved to suburbia.
Robert! Congratulations!
And it all goes horribly wrong.
Maya Rudolph, who plays Malvina, goes in to praise the film and Amy for how the songs were made and performed.
The songs are incredible. It is vulnerable and sweet and magical. I think if you're going to be in it, you can't be as sweet as Amy, so I guess you have to be the opposite.
Amy Adams provides her first reaction to playing the different side of Giselle with the villain in the mix of the story now.
It was really fun to explore the different part of her. I like to call it wicked. Wicked good. Barry, we had been tossing ideas around forever, and Barry Josephson, our wonderful producer, and Adam got together with a writer. They wrote this wonderful concept. We all talked about it, and it just evolved from there. And it was this evolution. It felt like the right time to revisit these characters at this time in the world.
We can also get a behind the camera shot of Amy and Patrick's kissing scene.
Oh, it feels wonderful.
Yeah.
It feels like seeing a friend you haven't seen in a long time, and then just kind of picking up where you left off and realizing how much you love that relationship.
Yeah.
So that's what playing Giselle is for me. It's like a wonderful relationship with a long-lost friend.
But real quick, make sure you guys check out our Instagram page linked down in the description. There's a ton of interview moments and memes, so make sure you check it out and give us a follow.
And she would indulge us because Amy and I were such super fans of Idina that when they would yell cut, we would just, or in the makeup trailer, whatever, we'd go to Idina and say, hey, will you sing a song with me?
Oh, it's like
You know,
6 in the
and it's
morning!
like-
You go about gearing yourself up to interact with like a CGI squirrel.
I love it. Pip is so real to me, and then they have these little mock-ups and little stuffed animals and little things, but because of the first film, I feel like I have such a relationship with Pip, so it really is just like, I guess it looks a little weird, but I love talking to my little invisible squirrel.
The set for Disenchanted is stated in Manhattan, but due to the setting of the film having a couple of locations, fans will be surprised at the second location. Being that the plot has to do with Giselle wanting to move to a new location in the suburbs for a more fairy tale lifestyle, the house that they film is actually located in Ireland of all places.
If this world is not to your liking, then you must change it.
So Giselle makes a wish and turns real life into a fairy tale world.
I wish.
Jumping jelly sticks.
It's time for a new adventure.
But, you know, be careful what you wish for.
The cast and crew filmed Disenchanted in Wicklow, with the village of Enniskerry providing the backdrop for where Giselle and her family live. And we actually get to see a little bit of a tour of where they filmed.
You know, the great turning point was when I went through wardrobe and did the costume. I had the costume on for the first time. And then the sword and the boots and then everything. And then it really came alive for me.
And the tights?
I didn't have tights, thank goodness.
One of the reasons the sequel took a long time to get going was because not everyone could agree on the same script. The film was very precious to Amy and the rest of the cast and crew, calling it satire, so the script itself had to go through many changes before everyone was happy with it.
I have a confession.
Let's hear it.
I still have Christmas decorations left up from last year.
What do you
winning. I know. It's because I went out of town.
You win.
You win. I came back after being out of town for a long time. They were still up, and I was like, it's September. What? I'm not going to take them down.
Amy and Maya went on to the Jimmy Kimmel Show, explaining a little bit more about what they learned while shooting.
Do you have to go back and watch and just to remember the things that you did?
Oh no, I remember every moment. But I did go back and watch though. I did.
It looks weird on set, yes.
Yeah.
It looks like a lifeless, is it gray?
It's gray.
It's like a lifeless gray statue of an adorable animal. It's very strange, but you wouldn't know it when you see her face because she's so animated that it seems like there's really someone there, and there's no one there.
On the Jimmy Fallon Show, she talks about shooting the sequel as well.
Everyone's back. We also have great additions to the cast. We have Maya Rudolph, a bunch of other great people. Yeah.
Maya! Oh, how was Maya? She's the best.
Oh, she's amazing.
Idina Menzel, who's most known for her Broadway roles, such as Wicked, but probably most known for her voice as Elsa, who plays Nancy in Disenchanted, also spoke about playing in this Disney sequel.
But no, he's just a real pain in the ass, though, because every time and Amy Adams too, like they were always singing and dancing even when they said cut.
God, yeah, I got to see it in theaters, which is insane because here we are now.
Yeah.
And I watched it over and over and over again. I was in love with the movie. And so even just hearing that there was going to be a sequel, like before I knew that I was going to be a part of it, I was just so excited because it was like, oh my God, we get to find out what happens next.
She admitted at one point the writers wanted her to sing in the first film, but she was more appreciative that she was casted at all and just wanted to stick with acting. But she went ahead and sang a little bit in this film.
She still holds on to her New York City tough girl thing, but she's softened quite a bit, having lived in this very idyllic world where everyone sings and frolics, and she's got this gorgeous husband.
The three main cast members went on to Good Morning America to explain their experience with singing and dancing in this film.
It was fun. I think it all really came, the moment you put on your costume for the first time, you sort of have your belts and your boots and the jacket and the tunic and everything, and it's like, oh, this is so much fun.
On the red carpet during D23 Expo, the cast elaborate on what it was like filming on set.
The film is about, after all of the kind of the fairy tale fades away, Giselle gets to realize that happily ever after isn't exactly a thing in real life.
And the idea of not only this film, but of its entirety, you would think it would be easy to connect the fairy tale land with the real world, but no one has done this before as far as actual animation meets real life.
We have a delicious new villain played by Maya Rudolph.
As a little girl, I wanted to be a princess, and then you grow up and you realize, ooh, the villain's really juicy. Oh, Giselle, what?
But it's so interesting to see the two worlds collide in the first one, and a lot of people have mixed reviews when it comes to mixing certain worlds like this, saying it wouldn't work and it was awkward, but in the end, all of it actually did. The cast, the writing, the fairy tale mix of everything. All of it compiled together worked so beautifully, it was pretty successful to say the least.
It's so much fun seeing a whole new side to Giselle.
Stepmother! It was really fun to explore the different part of her. I like to call it wicked. Wicked good.
Amy even goes on to answer the question of what took so long for this film to come out.
You know, I believe in fate, and I think we were waiting for Gabby to be ready, and Maya to be ready, and for the cast to be free, and the story to be right.
As far as the answer to our trivia question, the wedding dress that Giselle wore weighed 45 pounds. A stunt double taught Adams how to move in the dress. She described it as grueling since the entire weight was on her hips, so occasionally it felt like she was in a traction.
People will love the songs and the dancing. This time, Idina and James are singing.
This film takes you on a wonderful, adventurous ride and really captures the magic of the original film.
So what do you guys think about all this? Have you seen Disenchanted yet? And what are your thoughts on the third one, if there was to be one? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.
Thank you. Yeah.